Hello, I'm Mrs. Morgan and I teach A-level chemistry at Tonnereville Community School. So this is me doing one of the exciting experiments, methane bubbles. It honestly doesn't matter how many times I do an experiment with the pupils. I just love seeing their faces when they're waiting for a reaction, then when they actually see a result. I love when they're surprised by an experiment, they weren't expecting a certain reaction to happen. So it doesn't matter how long I've been teaching for and how long I've been studying for, the reactions that we get to observe and take part in, people seeing new products being made and that they've actually made them, it still makes me as happy as the first time I did it, and me doing that myself in university. So I studied chemistry, a straight chemistry degree at university, and had a first class honours degree, and then went on to do my teaching degree. I love teaching and I love chemistry, so being able to put them both together has been amazing for, making sure that I've done everything that I want to do. Now, chemistry doesn't just give you the opportunity to be a chemistry teacher. There's so many opportunities that you can have with chemistry, and it always looks amazing on any application. So what will you do with AS and A-level chemistry? So it's a 2-year course, and it's by the WJEC exam board. These are some of my year 13 pupils carrying out some flame tests and carrying out some silver halide tests as well. As you can see, they're enjoying themselves. I can imagine they're really pleased with me for photographing them. So here are some pupil statements. So I've asked my year 13 pupils to write some statements about why they chose chemistry and what they enjoy about chemistry. If I just read some to you. One of the pupils, I'm really pleased I took chemistry A-level. It's provided me with many amazing opportunities and has ensured I've been successful in my university choices. I feel that I've learned lots of new skills from studying chemistry, such as practical skills, problem solving, and communication skills. If you enjoy and are fascinated with learning new and intriguing information, study chemistry. Another pupil has said, chemistry is a great subject to take if you have a drive to go into the medical field. The teacher is a kind and encouraging person who goes out of her way to help you achieve the best grades. Taking chemistry has allowed me to carry out lots of fascinating experiments, including flame tests and making esters. I enjoyed studying how alcohols and esters are made. So they're just some of the pupil statements. However, if you were to speak to any of my year 13 pupils, I'm confident that they would all agree that I try my very hardest to ensure that they're enjoying the subject, even with the most difficult topics, and also that I'm supporting them in any which way that they need, whether that's writing revision timetables or staying behind and answering extra questions, providing them with extra past paper questions or resources. I'm always there to help them. So what can you do with A-level chemistry? So you've got the obvious that you can be a chemist, but there are some that people aren't quite aware of. Doctor, if you were actually to look at any university website, chemistry is the main science that they would like you to have to apply. Dentistry, exactly the same thing as well. Chemistry is one of the main focus with the sciences. It really fits well in between physics and biology. It helps you to link the topics together. It really gives you a good understanding of the chemicals that you need in the medical field. A forensic scientist, toxicologist, that's one of my favourite topics that I did in my chemistry degree. Toxicology is really interesting, learning about how the different medication that we take daily affects our body. So analytical chemistry, analysing chemistry. My topic at degree, when I had to do my dissertation, was ketamine in hair samples. So I had to spike some hair with ketamine and see how small, the very smallest concentration we could actually detect the ketamine had gone into the hair. And if you know about hair analysis, however long your hair is, that can actually determine over a period of any medication or any drug abuse that a person may be doing, just over the length of the hair. So it can say whether it was a long time ago or whether it's repeated things that they might be taking, like alcohol as well. So it was really interesting to use all specialist equipment to be able to analyse and carry out my dissertation. So I found that really, really interesting. Nanotechnology, so a lot of people, if they take engineering, perhaps at GCSE as well, are really interested in nanotechnology, creating new things all the time. as you know, technology is improving and getting better all of the time. We're trying to find new ways and especially more efficient ways to use technology. So nanotechnology, a lot of people are going into that field at the moment. They're really enjoying the study of nanotechnology. Teacher, of course, as I'm speaking to you. So there are lots and lots of different roles that you can take with an A level in chemistry. Some of my pupils in year 13 at the moment, we've got people applying for pharmacy. There's a couple actually, pharmacy and pharmacology, and then we've got doctors, dentistry. There's lots of amazing courses these pupils are applying for. Physics, and again with the chemistry degree, they need physics as well at A level, but there's so many different subjects that they take in, really great subjects. So I'm really proud of them at year 13 when they're applying for these subjects. So here's just some photos of some of my classes this is in my lab. There's 10 functional science labs in the school. They're absolutely amazing labs. They're all fully equipped, technicians great. And they're great at this school where they really want you to be doing the practicals and investigative studies as well, so that your practical skills have really improved as you go throughout the years. So hopefully you've done some practicals over the last few years, but there's lots of practicals for us to do at year 12 and year 13. And it's not just, filtration or chromatography that is very important at A level. However, there will be lots and lots of analytical chemistry where you'll be studying and working out what the compound could be, forming compounds. So it's lots and lots of practicals for you to do, and we're certainly equipped with it at Tonnereval. So what does the course involve? There's 5 units in total, 2 AS units over year 12, and you've got unit 1 and unit 2, they're 20% each of the overall course, which gives you 40% complete in year 12. And then at A2 level, it's 60%. So the exam, unit 3, 25%, and unit 4, 25%. Then you have a practical examination. So with the practical examination, you'll be expected to carry out a practical that you could come out of any one of the specified pracs, and also to analyse your practical, create results, draw tables, draw graphs, and then answer some chemical questions based on the practical that you've done. So at AS level, this is where you're going to be building on some of the GCSE, more difficult GCSE, such as formulae and equations, balancing equations, basic ideas about atoms. So you'll learn a lot more about how electrons are actually arranged, not in the circular shells which you would normally draw, but more so in orbitals. Chemical calculations. Chemical calculations is a huge part of chemistry. If you struggle with maths, you may find it difficult. However, you will be fully supported here. You just need to make sure that you're doing lots of practice. Bonding, which again you've studied at GCSE, just going into further detail, and solid structures. More information on the periodic table and the trends and patterns within the table. And then unit 2, we look at rates of reaction, thermochemistry, the impact of chemistry. So how can we do experiments? How can we make chemicals without impacting on the environment, or with a little impact on the environment? Organic compounds, this is where you'll be doing lots of practicals with the organic compounds. Alcohols, and the instrumental analysis. So how we will take an unknown liquid, for example, in a bottle, and then how can we analyze this? What equipment can we use, or instruments can we use to find out what this unknown liquid is? Then moving on to A level. Unit 3, this is quite a difficult topic, I will admit. However, some people find this their favourite topic. We're just looking at the different transition metal ion colours and how they arise, chemistry of the P block, redox reactions, so reduction and oxidation, and using electropotentials. All of this will really help you. You'll learn about it and you'll think, that's why it happened. So you would have learned the very basics at GCSE, but now you'll start to be really understanding why these reactions take place the way they do. Unit 4 again, so we're looking at organic chemistry and isomerism, aromaticity, so we're looking at your benzene and your phenols, as well as your alcohols. Then we're looking at all the different groups, but more specific in their reactions. Before we look in AS, you would look at the very small amounts of alcohols, carboxylic acids, for example, but we really look at them in detail in Unit 4 and the different reactions and how they go together. And then finally, Unit 5, that's our practical examination. It's 10% of the qualification, but it does take a lot of work from you. You can be examined with examiners coming in from outside and observing you with your practical skills. So over the next 2 years, you're really working to ensure that you're really confident going into the practical exam. So this is the summary of what I've just gone through with what will be required of you at AS and A-level. And some frequently asked questions. So is there an entry requirement to study A-level? There isn't an entry requirement to study A-level chemistry. However, I would expect that pupils with grades B, A stars and A's, so B and above, would be more suited for chemistry and sitting them at higher tier. If you're sitting at foundation tier, you've missed out the most complex parts of the higher tier question of chemistry, and therefore I think that you would find chemistry A-level very difficult, and I wouldn't want you to take a subject that wouldn't be best suited for you. That's not to say that if you get a C that A-level chemistry isn't for you, but if you're taking foundation tier, you are missing out a lot of the more difficult stuff than you would be if you were doing higher tier chemistry. So as much as an entry requirement, I would say it's most suitable for people who are taking higher tier and achieving a B or above. Support, as I've said previously, I'm extremely supportive. We will have support with possibly pupils in year 13 who've done the course already. We teamwork, we peer share. Myself, I stay behind after school. The resources are extensive. So I've worked really hard with these resources. There's lots and lots of resource provided to you, which makes sure that you've got the literature that you need. So you've got the information, as well as lots of practice past paper questions that will really help you get used to the examiner's techniques and what they're looking for in the questioning. Is it hard? Yes. Chemistry is hard, but it mainly relies on your dedication and hard work. You may find that you'll come across a topic and you think, oh, I really get that. I really enjoy chemistry. It's amazing. I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it easy. Then another topic you might find really difficult and you may need to work harder on. If you've got a passion for chemistry, you've got a passion to learn about the fundamentals of chemistry and how amazing chemistry can be and how it affects everything in the world. There isn't anything without chemistry. Everything involves chemistry. So if you're really passionate about it and want to, and you are hardworking, you will really enjoy chemistry. It is hard, A-levels are hard, but if you're dedicated and you ask for help when you need it, I'm more than confident that you will do really well. So just make sure that you're working hard, you're working outside the classroom, you're using your free lessons, as I'm sure the other subjects have said as well. Just make sure that you're getting the best that you know that you can do. And if you do find things difficult, that is very likely at A-level, and that's fine. Just make sure you're asking for help. So I really hope that you think you're considering taking chemistry. It is an amazing subject. I love chemistry. I love everything about it. I love teaching it. I love learning about it, and I'm always learning something new and researching behind the scenes. So I really hope that you're considering taking chemistry and using it in your future. So if you've got any further questions, please don't hesitate to email me. There's my email address, natalie.morgan@tcs.cymru. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. And to apply on the sixth form website, so use the email address there. The application deadline is the 12th of March, and the application is available on the school website. If you were to apply for chemistry, I'm more than happy to meet with you if you've got any concerns or anything that you just want to clarify. If you'd just like to meet me, then I'm more than happy to do so. If you're on the fence of whether you want to take chemistry or not, because you really enjoy chemistry but you just don't know it's for you, please come and meet me so we can talk about it, because you might find that it's exactly what you want to do, and then it'll help you towards your university applications. I can honestly tell you that with my pupils that are applying in year 13, how amazing it looks that they've got chemistry on their application and how it's helping them